Hey, it's me, GV, and welcome to a guide on how to get Zygarde in Pokémon Legends ZA. You would think this would be a lot easier and more straightforward, considering this game is called ZA, and obviously Zygarde plays a major part. However, it's actually a little out of the ordinary in terms of how to get this Pokémon. So let's talk about it. This video will contain spoilers for the post-game and the main game of Pokémon Legends ZA, so just keep that in mind. Basically, the first step that we need to do is beat the game, and then after that, you will unlock the infinite ZA Royale. At this point, do exactly what you were doing before to progress the game. Basically, just make sure it is nighttime and then get your next Challenger's ticket. And I got the Z guy that is at the very beginning of the game after I got my Challenger's ticket, and he was like incredibly easy to beat, so I don't know if it's just random who you get, but pretty much just go through the ZA Royale one time, get your Challenger's ticket. The best way is to just get all of those little challenge cards. They stack up in terms of points, and then once you do that, you will unlock the ability to catch Yveltal and also Xerneas. Now, this is a pretty straightforward process. Pretty much, you just have to do a couple of side quests. If you just follow the big orange "Go Here" signs on your map, you'll be able to do this. You need to get both Xerneas and Yveltal after their respective side quests. And once you do that, the big trick here that the game doesn't really tell you about is that you need to go back to Hotel Z. Once you go back to Hotel Z, L will challenge you to a fight, and it's a pretty late game fight. Honestly, this game is pretty easy simply for the fact that if you're in trouble, you can just use a full restore or whatever you need to get back to full health. My basic strategy here is to just spam him with all of my starter's abilities, nothing too crazy, saving my Mega Evolution for the very end. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. The only thing is if you're super duper under-leveled, you might find this hard, but because you can spam those items, because you can just use your starter, your highest level Pokemon, or come back when they are a higher level, you can basically just floor everybody in this game. That's just kind of how this game is designed. So if you're having trouble, just definitely go and level up your Pokemon. I will speed this part up just to kind of show you what I do here, but again, it's really nothing, just spamming my Pokemon's abilities. He will end the fight with a Mega Gyarados, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, just saving my Mega Evolution for the final evolution here, and I just know that my level advantage is going to carry me regardless of what I do, pretty much. But you will need to defeat L here in order to progress to the next part. Now, once you do that, Zygarde will be waiting for you under Prism Tower. I think that's what they call this Eiffel Tower thing. Anyways, this is actually probably the hardest fight in the entire game because you have to beat his, I think it's 20%, then 50%, then complete form. All the forms of Zygarde, and it's actually kind of tough due to a couple of abilities that he does. I don't know if this comes into play, but I definitely would recommend maxing out your Canary plushes because there is one of them that will allow you to get hit with more things before blacking out. I'm betting that does come into play here, so if you are having a ton of trouble with this, definitely level up your Pokemon as much as possible and also get those Canary plushes that will let you not black out as quickly. So I'll speed up the process here. Basically, once again, all that I am doing is spamming all of my abilities constantly. The first form should be relatively easy. The second form does have a few more difficult abilities, but you can always use a full restore. That's another tip. Definitely come into this fight with as many full restores as you can muster, because basically, you know, with all the animation times, you can always have a full restore up if you really need it. So yeah, just spamming all of my abilities constantly, slowly whittling Zygarde down. You can obviously set up a team here if you really want to take advantage of Zygarde's weaknesses. And then we have the final part of the fight here, and this is a bit tougher, but nothing too crazy except for a couple of attacks. The big one is he will fly outside of the arena, do a Z pattern, and it will deal crazy damage. What you need to do is you need to find a safe spot on the ground, basically, you know, where the Z pattern isn't, and if you stay there, you will not get hit. I think on this first one here, I do get hit, and you can see it almost kills me and my Pokemon as well. In fact, it does kill my Pokemon, and I'm going to have to use a max revive on him, but yeah, it almost kills me, so I'm not sure if it's the plushies that saved me here, but do not get hit by that. You'll see it come into effect later on. That's really the only thing you majorly have to watch out for, because that will just basically end your run right here and now. He'll also do this arrow rain here, and he will also spam that X ability or whatever, where basically it'll just chase you and do a whole bunch of big green explosions. That and the giant Z move are really the only two things that make this fight a bit tricky, a bit sweaty. So right here, he's going to do that big AoE move, and basically it starts on the outer ring, and then it kind of comes in. So you need to not be standing where these things explode. Again, this move and the giant Z move are really the only things that you have to watch out for unless you are woefully underleveled. But if you can weather that storm, and if you can spam all your abilities as much as humanly possible, or come up with a super mega, big brain strategy, which honestly is not really needed unless you're woefully underleveled, then slowly but surely you will whittle down Zygarde, and I think it's guaranteed when you throw a Pokeball to catch him. I threw an Ultra Ball and it caught him first try, although it was those 4 little arrows, so I'm not really sure if there's a chance that you can miss it, but anyways, that is how you catch Zygarde. So there you go. Hope you found that guide helpful. Thanks so much for watching, and subscribe for more guides. See you next time. Hey, it's me, GV, and thank you for watching that video. If you would like to see more, there is a ton of bonus completed series and more to come on the Patreon right up here. Also, check out these videos. And then finally, if you would like to support this channel and become a member, you can do so by clicking join under the video, and you'll get early stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll see ya in the next video.